What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We're here at the Nerdcast with our next episode of Sid Meier's Pirates. In the previous episode, I think we had rescued a family member, we had gone out to Anchor Shallows out in the west, we had fought with Montalban, and we had run around and done just all kinds of crazy stuff. I did cross-reference the footage from previous episodes, and I did find out that the map that we have right now, so let's go ahead and take a look at that so I can give you a reference here. We're gonna go to Montalban's hideout. Anchor Shallows is indeed north of Veracruz, so this is the exact same spot we went to find our uncle who was like up here somewhere. And so Montalban's hideout, let's talk about that for a second because that is the ultimate goal of the game. In fact, Montalban's hideout counts as the final boss of the game. I think we're gonna need bare minimum 200 pirates in order to make that work. That's the lowest amount I've ever heard somebody use to take Montalban's hideout. And unfortunately, we're getting older, so I'm not even sure if it's going to be something that's even remotely possible for us to complete by the time we get 200 pirates and we go out to Montalban's hideout. We're going to be cutting it really, really close. And in order to have 200 pirates that constantly stay at unhappy, we're going to need 200,000 gold. So we've got a little bit of work in front of us. For today, the first thing that I want to do today is let's have a look at our status. Let me figure out how old I am. Let's see here. We're 30 years old and in good health, so we've got about 2 to 3 years to fight Montalban before we run completely and totally out of time. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that we do have our aunt's map right here. Portobello is right here. We don't know where our aunt is at, but we could just wander around in here for a little while and see if we could find her. It might save us a little bit of time in the long run, and I think it might be a good idea. It'll save us having to run around and try and find Baron Raimundo over and over and over again to make sure that we have all the pieces of the map that we need. And so I think that's what I might do today is we might just stop off. Let's go ahead and pick up pirates too while we're here. We've got 21 men that want to join up. That works out. And then we've got Laolanai's treasure right here. We'll definitely 100% take that because I want to be chasing down these treasures as rapidly as possible. And then finally we need to leave here. And I'm actually just going to put in, and we'll try and find ourselves a landmark first. So let's go ahead. We landed right over here. So if we can find the Arch Rock or the Geyser anywhere, and I don't think we actually have the land that we need right now. Yeah, we're right next to a hill. So let's get up on a hill first. Okay, and so right here we've got, what is this? Okay, so there's the stone arch. It's not going to be that big. At least we know where we're at on the map right now. It's not going to be that helpful, but it's still like something. So let's go ahead and we'll have a look around this way if we can actually walk around the rock right here without us getting stuck. There we are. We're stuck on the rock. We need a specialist on addiction. I don't even know what our... So we've got a geyser off that way. We've got an indium totem right there, but we need to be... I think we need to be a little bit lower. So let's get down on the ground here. And once we're down, I'm just trying to keep an eye out. If you're wondering what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just kind of panning and scanning around looking for this house. Although, okay, so that's going to put us... Hey, there it is. I think that's it. I think we got it. Yep. Oh, never mind. Okay, so it skipped the mechanic. I'll show it to you in just a second. So he's in the city of Florida Key. So we just rescued our aunt. That's what I was really hoping would happen, is that we would stop in right there and everything would be okay. We'll watch the animation for that real fast. You can watch any animation. Somebody had asked about this in one of the previous videos and been like, hey, I see it. There's a thing there that says you can relive your past adventures. In doing your past adventures, what you do is you click on this and it'll show you the animation one more time. And so there it is. We've saved our aunt, or our aunt, depending on how you like to say it. I'm not going to go and do too many ant jokes. I was thinking about, I've already got like insectoid puns running through my head, things with carapaces and so forth. I'm going to let it fly. I'm just going to, actually I'm not going to let it fly. I'm going to let it fly away. There we are. Let's find Montalban's up in Florida Keys. We need to go back up here to attack his fort. We also need to make ourselves about 22,000 more gold before we can effectively do that. So let's first focus on getting our crew back up to a suitable level. And then once we've got our crew up to like 160, 170, we'll start figuring out where we want to get this windfall of cash from. 22,000 is a reasonably decent amount, especially considering we've hunted every pirate on the main. Got 8 more men right there. Okay, and so our grandfather has been missing for many years. Baron Raimundo has him, and he's up at Rio de la Hacha. Let's start with Raimundo, since that's... Oh, we have a... Let's fight the captain right here. And so in fighting the Poldrent captain... Oh, I'm going to use the rapier. Go ahead and knock him off with the first swing. That side kick right there. I don't know if our character's been doing that Muay Thai or been like kicking palm trees or whatever it is, but he's got rough shins. He's got real rough shins. It almost looks like he's got leprosy or something on his shins. That's how tough they are. That's like how many calluses he has from kicking fools in the stomach. But it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. Alright. Some more men ready to join. We'll take 10 more. That'll put us pretty close to the edge, I think. And now we want to go find Raymondo. Let me pay attention to the wind for a little bit. It's been a couple days since I recorded this game last. I'm going to be super honest with all of you. I've been craving it a little bit. I like this game a lot. Almost to the extent that I would maybe think about doing a second playthrough in a couple months after I let it like cool down a little bit. It's a fun game. It's a very, very fun game. In fact, that's like, I always tell you guys that when something's in my top 5 games of all time, it tends to get played a lot. That's how Mountain Blade is. That's how Shadowrun for the Sega Genesis is, and so forth. So I tend to play them a lot if they're in my top 5. Like every couple months I'll boot them up one more time and just be like, what's going on with you? And so I may actually do a second series of this whenever I decide to boot it up in the future. Thunderhead reminds me of that track by Overkill. I think I brought that joke up already. Okay, so that's going to put us right on the edge. Let's find Laolo now. Oh, he's next to Cartagena. Okay, let's go back and... Oh, never mind. We lost 19 crewmen. That's fine. I don't care about the 19 crewmen. I figured we were over... Oh, we're right next to it. Okay, so it's already right here. Let me see if I can find a landmark for Laolonai. So, Bloodhead, if we go inland to there, and then we go over to there. Or we can land next to Stonehead, and we can make it work from there. Let's land next to Stonehead. I think that's going to be a little bit better. And of course, we've got Loverly Wind waiting for us. I'll probably try and hit Raymondo on my way over to here. And then after Raymondo, I don't know if I'm going to run down Monte Alban one more time. Seems risky at this point. I just want to get crew together and I want to go beat the game. That's basically, we're running out of time right now. And after we beat the game, you get to continue playing, so don't worry about that. When you beat the game, you still... Okay, so let me find Stonehead first. So there's an arch rock over there. That's a rock that is well respected among its peers. Hey, you come back. So do I have an arch on my map? Okay, so there it is. If we head east from here, actually, we might have a really good position. So let's head east from here. And if we head out to the east, it's saying that we should hit another arch rock and some dead trees. There's the arch rock. There's the dead trees, and there's the treasure. We're already on it. We are on top of that thing. We have got it covered by something more than earth. I mean, the treasure is already covered by a large boulder and some earth, but we've got the, like, mission covered. We've got the whole thing taken care of. I don't know why I make my treasure diggers wear yellow outfits, whereas everybody gets to wear red. I guess I'm doing, like, a Star Trek type thing where I'm organizing people by the color of their trousers and shirts. And so we've got 5,000 gold pieces by their job title. That's what I was looking for. We assign them colors based on their job title. Alright, so now what we need to do, we got 5,000 gold. That's really, really good. That's pretty fantastic for us. Oh, I need to return to the ship. We'll hit the R key. And I think we need to go after Raymondo now, who is in Rio de la Hacha. Let's go up here and we'll fight with him. That'll give us another 3,000 to 5,000, I think. I should probably also just start taking my chances with... And we do need to focus on promotions. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. We can focus on promotions, though, after we get done with the main storyline quest, which I think is a bit more important at the moment. So, I may... Who's that? That's a military payroll. Yeah, let's go knock off this military payroll. Maybe we'll get a couple thousand gold out of it, and we just really, really need to make our way towards 200,000 gold for now. Alrighty, in we go with the Fizzin' Love. We'll throw up the grape shot right here. Maybe try and duck that shot slightly. Put that into the side of him. Hopefully he surrenders. But no surrender is given, and so no quarter shall be required. I'm going to go ahead and wipe them out real fast because they're costing me pirates. Whenever you go to the Waffle House and you want to buy a pie, that's how they determine what the pies are sold at, by pie rates. It's a global thing. The global pie market's got to be careful about them. Those pie cartels, they'll get you into trouble. Get yourself whacked over some sugary strawberries. And it wasn't as much money as I was hoping. Wasn't as much money as I was hoping, but that does, I suppose, give us another ship that we can sell. It puts us a little bit closer. Got to be positive about the whole thing. It puts us a little bit closer to where we want to be. He should be right over here if he's going to be here. So off to Rio. Ooh, treasure galleons. An entire treasure fleet, in fact. Let's go ahead and fight with the treasure gallons. Or the treasure gallons. It's just a big old gallon jug just full of liquid gold. It's kind of hot though, so watch out, you'll burn your hands. The treasure gallon. Oh, I just shot up that ship. I didn't mean to. I used the wrong rounds. I wanted to use grape shot. Oh well, we should be able to handle them quick. This gives us an excuse to go back up to the north anyways after we get Laolanai's treasure. See if I can end this quickly. And he's going to Santo Domingo. And so that's about the best that we could hope for right there. I'm going to take this one also since we already missed out on Raymondo. And I don't mean to pick on the Spanish, but we sort of need the cash, and unfortunately they're the only people with bankrolls. At the moment, the British, the Dutch, and the French are like super broke during this time period, so there's really not a whole lot of point messing with them, whereas the Spanish are the perfect target of opportunity because they're super rich, and they're walking around with like gold chains and blingy teeth and all kinds of stuff, so it's... Oh, I did the wrong thing. Hey, don't taunt me, you dick. Let's keep this gentlemanly. Off the ship he goes. Oh, that might have been more lucrative than actually going after Raymondo. So now what I would prefer to do is let's check our fleet status. And the Spanish still aren't angry with us, so we're just using up our equity on promotions. That's fine, I just want to get my money. That's all that I care about right now. Are we close to Curacao though? Oh, we are, so we could make a run to Curacao and sell things at a better price there. Who's at war with the Spanish right now? The French. The French are at war with the Spanish. Might be a good idea for a moment then to head back to French territory, although honestly, like, we have to go pretty far just to get to... I suppose we could go to Petit... Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. We also need to meet up with what's-her-name up here, the beautiful daughter. We need to continue that quest line. So let's put in at Rio de la Hacha, and we'll see if we can pick up a... Do I have one right now? Let me take a look and see if I can pick up a ruby ring. Let's see here. I forget where I looked to. There we are, my status. Medicinal herbs. We still haven't picked up the extra native items. Somebody had mentioned that I should never buy native items. Yeah, that's why I hadn't bought them, is because the native items are worthless and so are the religious items. The medicinal herbs, though, are what we really want because they extend your life out by another 10 years or so. I think they allow you to live to like 40 with the first one, and then you can live to 50 with the second one or something like that. Grab a few more pirates here. Ooh, Henry Morgan's treasure, so that's going to be a good one. We'll keep an eye out for the Henry Morgan's treasure. Raymondo went to Santo Domingo, that's understandable. What I want to do now is repair my ship. And then we want to unload these guys right here. Maybe do a little bit of trading. Looks like luxuries are at an okay cost. Goods, not so great of a cost. We'll get rid of these guns as well, and a bunch of the food. So I think we'll take that down to 40 guns. There it is, and we'll take this down to like 12 months worth. Then we'll go up to Petit Guave, or however you say that word. I don't know. Anything that gets me a little bit closer to having 200,000 gold so that I can have more pirates. Okay, let's head north. And some other people had questioned why I hadn't done any of the city destruction. It just takes a lot of pirates, and with the way that we're playing the game right now, we can't really carry like a huge force of pirates. It's just not something that we can manage with our morale where it is. We're trying to keep our morale just about right so that it doesn't get too low. We already just had a mutiny when we tried to leave port, and so unfortunately you need... Was I out of range for that one? Oh, I was. That's unfortunate. We'll go ahead and beat up this trade galleon because we're trying to make ourselves more popular with the French. A little bit more gold, and then we'll continue our trek north. I'd prefer to stay in front of that storm cloud. That would be really great for helping us head north. And then while we're up here, it might be a good idea. Oh, there's another military payroll right there on a ocean bark. It's actually on a little skiff. That's a fast ship right there, though. I don't know if we'll be able to take it in combat. We'll try. We could 100% though use the payroll. If the payroll doesn't arrive at the location it's headed towards, that's part of like the overall, I guess, the way that the map is played by the AI. But anyways, how it essentially works is if the payroll doesn't get there, nothing happens. But if the payroll does get there, it means... Ooh, hello. I haven't noticed any considerable slowdown on our character, by the way. I mean, we might be... Oh, hell. I've just got to get away from that wall. I don't want to be running up and down the stairs back and forth. There we go. So anyways, ooh, that was a big one right there. Almost 4,000 gold pieces from one ocean bark. Good. Good, good, good. That's going to get us in trouble with the Spanish, but you know what? I don't really care right now. We're trying to make that guap. Got to get that money. If we can get up to... I mean, we've really... Let me go ahead and beat up this trade galleon too. I'm just going to make myself popular with the Spanish right now. It's all that I can do. And then we'll continue getting promotions from the British and the French, and we'll about face and play the game a little bit further. We're on a time limit. That's the only thing, is we're on a very, very strict time limit with how much time we have left to fight with Montalban. So we might as well just hit everything we can to make as much money as possible, because I think we've got about 2 years left before dueling him is going to be pretty much impossible based on our stats. I mean, it's going to be a lot more based on luck than anything else. It gets to the point where human reactions simply aren't enough. Let's watch out for this wind, because I don't want to waste too much more time. And I'd like to get Henry Morgan's treasure. I mean, every time we get 1,000 gold, we can have another pirate, so just trying to keep myself stocked up here. Oh my god, come on now. Give me... Oh, it's, at least it's wealthy here now. Before, when we came here, it was poor or something like that. It means nobody's bothered it for a while. Let's talk to the governor and see if we can get a promotion. There it is. And so now... we are Marquis. Oh, we've actually maxed out with the French. Oh yeah, that's... I needed... Oh, damn it. Okay, so let's go... We'll trade with the merchant. Ooh, 21 per good. Awesome. Even better. So we'll go ahead and offload right here. Go to the tavern, pick up a few more pirates. Ah, there it is right there. And can I go back to the governor right now? No, I've got to like do something before he'll allow me to come back in. So let's go ahead and beat up another Spanish ship, then we'll come back. That should reset it. Although, I think there's something to be said about the fact that I should probably unload some of these random ships that are following me around. The Ocean Bark's always been a ship that I've wanted to play around with, but never got the opportunity to. The Ocean Bark always seems like a fast little ship. It's probably good for higher difficulties. On higher difficulties, the higher the difficulty, the smaller the ship you want to be operating out of. Sell off the remainder of that. We'll get rid of that down to 40. And that should give us the opportunity to get rid of a whole bunch. Is Marquis the highest rank? It might not be. Let's go to the shipwright and see. So we've got free repairs. Good. Oh, it's not the highest rank. We still have to pay for our upgrades. Okay. So we'll repair all of these. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of 4 tons of cargo. I don't care. I just want the money. Headed to Gibraltar. That's unfortunate. I don't think we're going to be running down. Nope, that's going to be the cross. I'm not even sure how the cross benefits you. I think it makes it more likely that they'll give you amnesty or something like that. But I've never messed around with actual percentages on it and tried just like going in and out of port over and over again to see how long it takes me to get amnesty offered. But we can presume that it does something for your foreign relations. I don't know, with the Jesuits. We're 1 rank. Okay, so Duke is the highest rank that you can get. All right, so that's what it is. We're 1 off. We have 8,400 acres in our possession. We have a lot of wealth right now, and we divide the loot. I think we're going to be in amazing shape at the end of the game. In fact, I may get one of the highest scores up. We have 69 achievement points for the Giggity 2. For those among you who have been snickering to yourself since that came up on the screen, I know you're out there. I know for a fact you've been sitting there just like, heh. I know. I've been on the internet long enough to know how these things function. Go beat up this trade galleon. All we need to do is reset the governor over there so that we can give her the ruby ring. That was pointless, but it made me feel cool, so whatever. We get free repairs, man. This is pointless for you. Don't even fight back. Look, I just killed off all your men. All your men have now been shot, and they're floating in the water. They seem to be kind of alive, though, so I guess my grape shot's like wooden bullets. Oh, they're actually deciding to fight. Okay. Not necessarily expected, but we'll take it. And, of course, off the ship he goes one more time. We leave another Spaniard floating his way home. A little bit of cash, a little bit of goods. We'll keep the ship. I'm going to go up to this pirate port before we go. Actually, no, we've got a good wind right now. Let's just go back. We've got a really, really nice wind, and I think we can make our way back to Petite Guave a little bit quicker than we will be able to in a couple of minutes. And so since we're close to the end of the episode anyways, I'd really loathe to spend the last 5 minutes just sitting here staring into an opposite wind, although we may end up doing it no matter what we do. That line's not so bad, but it's not amazing either. The joys of wind-powered sailing. We had the ship that was used. I went down to, oh, I don't know if I was in Benicia or something like that a while back. I don't know if it was Benicia or Cordelia or where I was at, but they had the ship from Pirates of the Caribbean. They had both the ships docked there, and you could go onto them. It was pretty cool looking at the ships. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful, beautiful ships. And I guess there's a crew that works for like the History Channel or something like that. He's going from Santiago down to Puerto. Okay, so that's a good idea. So we've updated our information slightly. Let's go talk to the governor since that was the whole plan here. There she is. Let's give her the ruby ring. And so she's going to give us information about... Unfortunately, she's going to give us information about Montalban, which is not that useful to us. Let's go on a little recruiting spree, I think, but I'm going to need to zoom in slightly. I don't think the Spanish are going to be too happy with us right now. Yeah, we've got a bounty on our heads, unfortunately. Let's make our way back to the northeast main, and once we're over there, we will collect our extra promotions from the British. We'll collect, because the British will still promote us just based on the fact that we've been beating up the Spanish. They don't really care that much, so long as you're not beating up the British. That's the thing, is you get a little bit of reputation with every faction, no matter who you're killing, so long as it's not their faction. And so I'm willing to bet we probably have enough equity in the bank to where they'll promote us at least once. What's our rank with the British? Admiral, so yeah, I mean, Baron isn't that hard of a jump to make. We'll probably be alright. I keep hoping that... Oh, the English and the French are at war right now. Alright, well, the Spanish need to be at war with more people. The Spanish have been far too peaceable lately. They've been fighting only with the French. Let me see if I can get a better line drawn here. There we go. It's not quite so bad. We're actually moving, which is a plus. Use that storm to my advantage slightly. Saw that little boost of speed we got out of it, even though we're going into the wind. And I'm hoping this arrow will shift upwards. If we get lucky, it shall. If we get very unlucky, it shall not. We're also going to need amnesty before we go after Montalban's fort. That's the other thing, is because we're going to have to stop off for supplies. There's just simply no way. I don't think we're going to be able to stockpile enough food to get all the way over to the east coast of Mexico and then get anything else done. Part of me wants to hunt these guys one more time just to see if we can make it happen. But it's risky. Montalban could beat us, and if Montalban beats us, then we lose all of our gold, which pretty much resets everything that we've done over the last 10 episodes or so. It makes me very, very nervous about attempting to do any of it. Hoping to get Henry Morgan's treasure. God, the wind is just hating me right now. See if I can ride that out. There we go. So there's a nice little boost. And while we're over here, we're going to hit St. Martin, St. Eustatius. We're going to hit all these places just to see what we can get done. I don't think the Dutch are angry at us right now. The Dutch should be fine. Yeah, the Dutch are still chill with us, so that's good. You know, being a marquis, I was thinking about that. Sometimes, like, I've made it in this game where I focused only on military promotions, and I ended the game after I had all the military promotions, but I didn't have a whole lot of money or anything, and you still end up being, like, a barkeeper. And I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. In no culture ever has a marquis ended up, like, tavern keeping. A marquis is, like, a really, really high rank. Like, you're up there. I mean, you are definitely in the nobility. I mean, if you're a baron, if you're part of the, what is the last one's a duke? Yeah, if you're a duke, I mean, that means you're pretty much in the running for the crown if there ends up being any internal discord. That's the word that I was looking for. I don't know why I got stuck looking for discontent or discord or something. I don't know. Sometimes I hit the wrong word and then my brain just like stalls. It's like when your computer gets a blue screen of death. Exact same thing for my brain, except I don't die from it. Your computer doesn't really die from it either. It's more hyperbole than anything, but oh my god, I want to sail. I want to sail. Please let me be in motion. There we go. Let's stop off, I guess, and you guys said that this was pronounced Nevis. I'm not so sure, but I've never looked it up, so I'm going to defer. I guess we'll go to the ball. Why not? I don't see any reason not to. Like, I was thinking about it for a second. We've got all of the lootable items that you can get from doing the dancing. And so initially I was thinking about turning it down, but we'll just go for it. We still need to get married too, but I would prefer for the governor of Petit Guave's daughter to be the one that we end up marrying. I'm a sucker for a dark-haired lady. I'll say that right now. Big, big sucker for a dark-haired lady. I'd be like, well, that's that. I'm doomed. I might as well just give up now. Hook, line, and sinker. And if you're wondering what's influencing my decision, that's pretty much it. That's more or less all of the allocations that have gone into the whole thing. Aside from that, it's at a reasonably decent location. It doesn't take us that long to jump across from South America up to Petit Guave. So it's just like, it's easier for me to get over there when I need to be. This should be over fairly shortly. I should try and do the sneaking into town thing, but we've got too much money on hand for me to sneak into town. So there are a couple mini games we haven't seen during the course of this LP. First is the one that you're going to see when we go to fight Montalban. You're going to see it. It's where we fight the the turn-based strategy on the map. That one's a little bit interesting. And then the other mini game that you all haven't seen has to do with sneaking into town. And so if you have a bounty on your head when you try and sneak into town, you've got to do like this little timing-based rhythm game where you sneak through the hallways, or you sneak through the alleyways of town, like knocking out guards and doing all kinds of stuff. Oh, good, we're heading back to Petit Guave anyways, so 4,000 gold reward for a criminal that's hiding there. That works out great. Where was the criminal at over here? I know there's a criminal here somewhere. So we have Shawshank there, but where is this guy hiding at? Oh, he's in San Juan. That doesn't help me at all. That does nothing for me. And also I ran into some rocks. I think this is a good spot to probably break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Sid Meier's Pirates. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi do.